everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we're making this beautiful New Beginnings Afghan block. I'm going to show you how to make this Afghan block, and you can make as many as you want. Make a blanket or make a pillow cover or a cushion cover or something else. You can check out my blog and see exactly what I'm using this for. I made a bunch of these and I want to show you how to make one so you can, cover something up or make a blanket. So in this video today we are using 8 different colors. I had to count for a second there. This yarn today is provided by Red Heart Yarns, so thank you to them for, courtesy of them for providing this yarn today for this project. I'm using 8 different colors here, as you can see. I'll put in the description of this video where you can get this specific yarn, and if you need to buy it online, or you can check out your local yarn shop to get yarn like this. This is a worsted weight size 4 medium yarn. You can use a double knitting yarn or even down to a size 3 if you want to. That's totally fine. Now I'm using this color specifically is called Flamingo. I have this little scrap here, but I wanted to show you a full skein with the label and everything. So this one is called Flamingo. Then right here we have Frosty Green, then we have Gold, then Buff, then Warm Brown, then Redwood, and then Coffee. So those are all the colors we are using in this Red Heart Yarns today. You can use any worsted weight yarn, any colors that you want. 8 different colors is recommended for this project to give this look. Now you are going to need a G size hook, which is 4 millimeters. I'm using this G6 hook, which is 4.25 millimeters. This fancy hook that I'm going to show you today is by the Etsy shop Would Be Fancy. It's hand carved, handcrafted, ergonomic, and it's just really nice because I get really bad arthritis in my wrists and in my joints here, and it's just nice to hold this hook like this, and just a bigger handle is much easier than holding on to just this handle here. So I'll put a link in the description of this video where you can get this hook as well. So make sure you get those. Those are really hot right now. Also, there's scissors, a yarn needle, and a measure tape for cutting your yarn, sewing in some ends, and measuring your square. This square specifically is 14 inches across. Okay, that's a 14-inch block. Let's see here, that's around 36 centimeters. Okay, so that's how big this square is, but you can obviously end sooner. These last 4 rounds are just basic solid granny square stitching. So if you need to end earlier, you can for a 12-inch block. That's totally fine. So those are all the supplies we need. Now before we begin, I have to mention, like I said, though, there are links in the description of this video to get all these supplies, where to get this hook, and also the written pattern. Check out my website, YARNutopia.com, for the free written pattern, and the video tutorial will be on there as well. And then you can check out all the other projects we have on YARNutopia. Make sure you follow me on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat. I'm YARNutopia on Snapchat, the hot new thing. So make sure you check all that out and follow me. Lastly, I have to say a big thank you to my dad, Fuad, Azmat, for taking the time to make this video with us. He's our videographer, editor, and photographer for all of our videos at YARNutopia. So make sure you leave him a comment thanking him for his hard work, and subscribe to our channel and smash that like button. Alright, we'll get right into now making the New Beginnings Afghan block. Alright, I'm going to start off with Warm Brown, and we're going to make a slip knot. So put your short end over your long end, then fold this down, and then pull that through and pull it tight, and there's your slip knot. You can insert your hook and we can begin. So let's start out by chaining 4. So yarn over and pull through 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then slip stitch to the first chain to form a ring. So go all the way over here to the very first chain. Okay, yarn over and pull through and pull through. And there we have a nice little ring. Now if you want to start with the magic ring, you can also do that, but I'm just going to start this way. And now we're going to go into round 1. We're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. And that is going to count as our first double crochet of this round. So in the ring, we need to put 15 double crochets. So yarn over, go into the ring, yarn over and pull that through, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, that's a double crochet. So now it looks like there's 2 there. We have to have a total of 16 stitches around. So we have to make 15 double crochets in here. So that was 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. And 4. Okay, I'm not going to make you watch me do all 16. This is going to take me some time. Round 1 is always the most difficult. So just make 16 double crochets into this ring, and then I'll meet you up and we'll go on to round 2 together. Alright, just finishing round 1 now. So we have 16 stitches around, including this chain up 3 here. So let's slip stitch to that chain up 3. Just count 1, 2, 3 right at the top there. So you should have 16 stitches total. Yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Now, if you're not changing color for round 2, I do recommend that you do, but if you aren't, just chain up 3 and go on to round 2 with me. I'm going to chain 1 and cut this yarn, and then I'm going to pull that all the way through and pull it tight, and that is round 1. Now, if you have the same problem as me with this center hole open, you can grab your yarn needle and sew in that end at the base of all the stitches on round 1, just like this. And then you can pull it and it should close that immediately. And it's closed. Okay, so this is the front of our work and this is the back of our work. So we're going to start in any stitch on this round. I'm just going to start where we left off, or where we slip stitched. And I'm going to grab some frosty green and we're going to hook that on the hook and pull that through. And then we're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And that's going to count as part of our beginning stitch. We are going to make a beginning popcorn stitch, my absolute favorite, in this same stitch right here. So that is a beginning popcorn stitch is 3 more double crochets in that same stitch. So yarn over, go into that same stitch that we just attached to and chained up 3 in, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So there's 1, go back in, 2, and 3. Okay, so it should look like there are 4 stitches in that same stitch because that chain up 3 counts as a stitch. But now what we're going to do to make the popcorn effect, we're going to pull up this loop and remove our hook. I'm going to go into the chain up 3 right here, in the top of the chain up 3 stitch, and then we're going to put that loop back on our hook and then pull it through that chain up 3 stitch, just like that. And then we're going to pull that tight like that, and that folds it in half and makes the popcorn effect. It looks lovely. So now we're going to chain 2, so yarn over, pull through, 1 and 2. And we're going to skip this very next stitch right here, and we're going to put a popcorn stitch in the next stitch. So a regular popcorn stitch is 4 double crochets, all in the same stitch. Oh, the phone's ringing. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to, again, remove our hook from that loop, go into the first double crochet of that grouping, so right here, go in, put that loop back on your hook, and then pull it through that stitch. And then pull tight, and that folds it in half and makes the popcorn look. Then we're just going to repeat, so chain 2, 1 and 2, skip the next stitch right here, and popcorn in the next. Then chain 2, skip the next stitch, and popcorn in the next. So at the end of this round we'll have 8 popcorn stitches and 8 chain 2 spaces. So I'm going to do that all the way around, and then I will meet you up for round 3. When you make your last popcorn stitch, be sure to chain 2 and then slip stitch to the first popcorn stitch, this beginning popcorn stitch right here. Just go into the middle of it, like where the fold happened, right in there. Or you can slip stitch to the first chain of that chain 2 space right there. So I'm just going to go right in the center of that popcorn stitch, and then yarn over and pull through that loop on your hook. And then pull tight, At this point, if you're not changing color, just slip stitch into this chain 2 space and chain up 1 and go on to round 3. But I'm going to chain 1 here and cut my yarn because I'm going to change color. And then I'm going to pull that all the way through that chain 1 and pull it tight. And for this next round, we are going to start in any chain 2 space, and we're going to use the same color we used for round 1. So I'm going to go back to the warm brown color, insert my hook into the chain 2 space and hook on that color, and then pull that through, and then chain up 1. Oopsie. There we go, chain 1. Now in this chain 2 space, we are going to single crochet. So go in, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, there's a single crochet. You definitely need to scoot it over all the way this way, just like that. And now what we're going to do is make an extended double crochet down into the stitch we skipped in round 1. So yarn over, go down into the stitch we skipped from round 1 right in here, then go all the way to the back here, yarn over and pull through and pull up, just like that. Then yarn over and pull through 2 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and pull through those other 2 loops on your hook. Okay, that is an extended double crochet, and we worked around that chain 2 space there. Now in that same chain 2 space on the other side of this extended double crochet, we are going to put a single crochet right before this popcorn stitch. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And then we're going to chain 1, so yarn over and pull through. We're going to skip over the popcorn stitch and hop into the next chain 2 space and repeat what we did. So put a single crochet into that chain 2 space, then make an extended double crochet down into the stitch we skipped from the previous round. So pull that up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then single crochet back into that same chain 2 space right here. And then chain 1. And then hop to the next chain 2 space and repeat. Just make sure you're chaining 1 in between those groupings though, because in the next round we'll be working in those chain 1 spaces. So I'm going to do that all the way around, and then I'll meet you up for round 4. Alright, just make sure to chain 1 at the end of round 3 and then slip stitch to the first single crochet. Okay, so not this chain 1 right here. We're going to go into the first single crochet stitch right there and go in, there we go, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Now in this next round we're going to start in a chain 1 space, so we'll have to fasten off at this point. So chain 1, cut your yarn, pull that through and pull tight, and then insert your hook into any chain 1 space. Okay, I'm going to change color to redwood. Let me grab my yarn here, there we go. Okay, so hook on the new color, pull that through a chain 1 space, and then chain up 3. So yarn over and pull through 1, 2, and 3. And in the same chain 1 space, we are going to put 4 double crochets. So yarn over, go into the chain 1 space, same one, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So there's 1, whoopsie, lost my loop there, 1, here's 2, here's 3, and 4. So essentially it looks like there are 5 stitches in this chain 1 space because this chain up 3 here counts as a stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to single crochet into the extended double crochet. So look over here, skip this single crochet right here, and go into the extended double crochet stitch right here. Just go into there, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, single crochet in there. Then we're going to hop to the next chain 1 space right here and put 5 double crochets in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to single crochet into the next extended double crochet. You'll have to scoot this over to make sure you see your single crochet stitch right there, and then your extended double crochet is right there. So we're going to go into there, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. and just repeat. So shell stitch into the chain 1 space, and then single crochet into the extended double crochet, and do that all the way around, and then I will meet you up for the next round. Alright, we're ending round 4 with a single crochet into the extended double crochet right here. You should have 8 shell stitches and 8 single crochets at the end of this round. We're going to slip stitch to the beginning chain up 3 right here. Just go into the front loop and back loop, and then yarn over and pull through and pull through. And now I'm going to fasten off. This next round we are going to start in a single crochet. So let's chain 1 and cut our yarn, and then go on to pull that through all the way there, just like that, pull tight. I'm going to use the color Buff, and we're actually going to be making a back post single crochet on any single crochet. I'll start here so no yarn is in the way here. I want to show you how to do this. We're going to go from behind our work here, okay, on this side of the single crochet, around the single crochet, just like that. And I'm going to pick up the new color, and then I'm going to pull that through, okay, and then we're going to chain 1 to attach here, and then we're going to make a back post single crochet around that stitch. So go from the back around your stitch here, then yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through both of those loops. So that's a back post single crochet to that single crochet stitch, just like that. Then we are going to back post double crochet around these next 2 stitches. So yarn over, go from behind the work around this next double crochet post, okay, around the post itself, just like that. Yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. That's a back post double crochet stitch. Again, yarn over, go into the next, around the next stitch, so from this side of it, around the stitch, around the post of it, right there, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now the next stitch, or the middle double crochet of your shell stitch, we're going to put a series of stitches in there. We're going to double crochet into the stitch itself, so yarn over, go into the top of the stitch right there, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and then we're going to put another double crochet into that same stitch, just like that. And then we're going to go into each of these next 2 double crochets are going to get a back post double crochet on each one of those. So yarn over, go on this side of the next stitch, around it, okay, from the back, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2, and again on the next stitch. Oops. Back post stitches can be kind of tricky, so you'll have to practice them, but once you get better at them, it's much faster. And then for the single crochet stitch, we're going to put a back post single crochet, so no yarning over. We're just going to go around the stitch from the back, then yarn over and pull that through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. That's a back post single crochet on the single crochet. And then we're just going to repeat what we did. So back post double crochet on the next 2 stitches, and then in the middle double crochet of your shell, you're going to put a double crochet, chain 2, and another double crochet in there. So into the stitch itself, just like that. And then the next 2 stitches after this is going to be a back post double crochet on each of these next 2 stitches, so around the post, and then a back post single crochet on the single crochet, and that's it. So if you need to rewind this to see how I did these stitches, you can. Otherwise, I am going to just repeat this all the way around, and I'll meet you up for round 7. Alright, I'm so sorry, I meant we are going on to round 6, so not round 7 yet. We're going on to round 6 now, so I'm going to slip stitch to the first back post single crochet right here. I don't know if you can see it back there, but it is right here. So just go into that stitch there, and then yarn over and pull through and pull through. This next round we are starting in a first back post double crochet stitch way over here, so we're going to fasten this off. So chain 1 and cut your yarn and pull that through and pull tight. I highly recommend that you do sew in your ends as you go, so just take your yarn needle here and then just go underneath some of the stitches of the same corresponding color and just hide it, just like that, behind your work, okay? And that will just be easier so you don't have to cut or, you know, sew in all your ends at the end of the project. So that was round 5. So we're going on to round 6 now. I'm sorry for that little mix-up. I said round 7. But we're going to start in a first back post double crochet after a V-stitch looking stitch right here. So like right here is where we're going to start in one of these stitches. Okay, and I'm going to use the color Coffee. It's like a chocolate brown color. And I'm going to hook that on and pull that through, okay, right into the stitch. And then what we're going to do is chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And that is going to count as our first double crochet of this round. And now we're going to double crochet in the next 4 stitches. So yarn over, go into this next stitch right here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's 1. This next stitch is our back post single crochet. This one might be a little difficult because it was my joining stitch. There we go. And this next stitch here, here's 3, and next stitch is 4. Now we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2. We're going to skip over this V stitch here, this double crochet, chain 2, and double crochet stitch. We're going to use that in the next round. So we're going to yarn over, hop all the way over to the next back post double crochet stitch right here, and double crochet in there in each of the next 4 stitches. So it's 5 stitches in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then chain 2 and double crochet in each of the back post stitches. So just skip over these V-stitch looking things here, okay, for this whole round, and make sure to chain 2 and skip over those. So chain 2, 1 and 2, hop over to the next back post stitch and double crochet into those. So I'm going to do that all the way around. At the end of round 6 we will have 40 double crochets. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll meet you up then for round 7. Alright, make sure to chain 2 at the end of this round and then slip stitch to your beginning chain up 3 right there. Go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. Then I'm going to chain 1 to fasten off. We're going to start in round 5's chain 2 spaces, and I'll show you how to start this next round. Let's chain 1, cut that yarn, pull it through, and pull tight. Now in the stitches, in the chain 2 spaces from round 5 that we skipped over, we're going to work in those stitches, or in those spaces there, and we're going to work in front of the chain 2 spaces from round 6. So we're going to attach our yarn, our next color, I'm going to use gold here, and I'm going to go into this chain 2 space from round 5, and we're going to attach that yarn, so pull that through, just like that. And then we're going to chain up 3, so yarn over, pull through, 1, oopsie, 2, and 3. And in the same space, we are going to kind of make like a granny corner. So we're going to put 2 more double crochets in there. 1 and 2. And then we're going to chain 2. Oh my goodness, my yarn keeps falling off my hook. There we go. Okay, 1 and 2. And then we're going to put 3 more double crochets in there. So 1, 2, and 3. So you can see I folded this kind of forward, folded that back, because we are going to be working in this chain 2 space from round 6 in the next rounds, okay? So this round we are working in these chain 2 spaces from round 5. But we are also working in the stitches from round 6, these next double crochet stitches. We are going to put a back post double crochet on each stitch. So yarn over, and I'll go behind your work around this next stitch right here. okay, right there. Then yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2, just like that. Okay, I'll show you this next one. Yarn over, go from behind your work around the post, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, in each one of these 5 stitches you're going to put a back post double crochet around each one, just like that. And then, oopsie, there we go. And then we're going to hop forward to this next chain 2 space from round 5. Okay, this one right here. We're going to work in front of this chain 2 space from round 6, and we're going to put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Then chain 2, 1, 2, and then 3 more double crochets in there. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then we're going to just repeat what we were doing. So put a back post double crochet on these next 5 stitches from round 6. So go behind them. You can go into that chain 2 space right here, just like this, around that post right there, and make a back post stitch on that first one, and then around each of these next 4. Okay, so just work in those chain 2 spaces from round 5, leaving the chain 2 spaces from round 6 free, because in the next round we will be putting stitches in around this chain 2 space. So just keep that in mind when you're working this round. But I'm just going to be repeating that. If you need to follow along with the written pattern, you can do that, or rewind this to see what I'm doing on this round. But once I'm finishing up this round, we'll go on to round 8 together. Alright, when you're finished with round 7, just make sure to slip stitch to the beginning chain up 3 right here. Just go in, oops, at the top, there we go, front and back loop, then yarn over and pull through and through. And we're going to fasten off this round because in this next round, round 8, we are going to work in these chain 2 spaces from round 6 there, those ones right there. So let's chain 1, and then cut our yarn, and then pull that through and pull tight. Okay, then for at the end of round 7 you should have 88 stitches all the way around and 8 chain 2 spaces here. So just if you want to count around, you can. All the stitch counts are in my blog, YARNutopia.com. But now for this next round we're going to start in a chain 2 space from round 6. So fold these little points here forward, and we're going to go into this chain 2 space back here. I'm going to grab the same color we used in round 5. Okay, so this buff color right here, I'm going to use that same color. So we're going to hook on this yarn, pull it through, and we're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And in that same chain 2 space back here, we are going to put 3 double crochets. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's 1, here's 2, and 3. So it actually looks like there's 4 double crochets in there because this chain up 3 counts as a stitch. Now what we're going to do is make a front post treble crochet around the stitch from round 5, way down here. So we're going to yarn over twice, okay, with our hook right there, yarn over twice, then go into this chain 2 space of round 5, around this post right here, then yarn over, and then pull that through around that post, just like that, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 more loops, and yarn over and pull through those other 2 loops. So that looks like it's trailing up all the way. And it looks really cool. It's like an illusion. So now we are going to, let's see here, skip these stitches here, okay, because we kind of just went over them, around them. And we're going to skip the first back post double crochet stitch right here, okay? And in this next one, this next back post double crochet stitch, we are going to double crochet into that stitch. Okay? And then in the next back post double crochet stitch right here, we are going to put a double crochet. Oopsie, there we go. Double crochet. We're also going to put a treble crochet in there. So yarn over twice, go back into that stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two more, and yarn over and pull through those last two loops. That's a treble crochet, a regular treble crochet. Then we're going to chain two, 1 and 2, and treble crochet back in there. So yarn over twice for that treble crochet and go back into that same stitch, make that treble crochet. And one more stitch has to go in there. We're going to put a double crochet back into that same stitch. So that stitch has a double crochet, a treble crochet, chain 2, a treble crochet, and a double crochet. And in the very next stitch right here, we're going to put a double crochet. But we're going to skip this next back post stitch right here, and we're going to front post treble crochet around this stitch from round 5 right down here from this V stitch here. So let's yarn over twice, go on this side of the stitch right here. So we're doing a front post, so go around it from the front, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 more loops, and yarn over and pull through those other 2 loops. Okay, front post treble crochet. Now we're going to pull this point forward, and we're going to look at that chain 2 space back there. We're going to put 4 double crochets in there. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to repeat exactly what we did. So fold this back up, let's yarn over twice, make a front post treble crochet around this stitch from round 5, so go into that chain 2 around it, and make your front post treble crochet stitch. Then we're going to skip the first back post double crochet stitch here, and make a double crochet in the next one. And then in the stitch after that, we're going to put a double crochet, a treble crochet, then chain 2, then another treble crochet stitch, and oopsie, you don't want to lose your loops here. There we go. And then another double crochet stitch in there. And then in the very next stitch, we're going to put a double crochet. And then we're going to put a front post treble crochet around that next stitch from round 5. All the way down here, around it. Remember to yarn over twice for that treble crochet. So it's a very long stitch, so you can get all the way back up here. Then fold this next point forward and make 4 double crochets in that chain space. So if you need to, you can follow along, rewind this if you need to repeat those stitches. It's just a repeat around, doing the same sequence. And at the end of this round, I'll meet you up, we'll have 80 double crochets and 16 front post treble crochet stitches. So I'm going to repeat this all the way around. If you need to, follow along with the written pattern. Like I said, you can rewind this to see exactly how to do these stitches and where to put them. But I'm just going to do that, and then I'll meet you up for round 9. You're going to end this round with a front post treble crochet stitch on that stitch from round 5 there, and then we're going to slip stitch to this beginning chain up 3 stitch right here. So go into there, yarn over and pull through and through, and then chain 1 and cut that yarn, because we are going to be working in the chain 2 spaces up here next. So let's pull that through and pull it tight. Let's start in a chain 2 space right over here. Okay, I'm going to use the color Flamingo for a little brightness in this piece. We're going to pull that through, and we're going to chain up 1. Now in these chain 2 spaces, let's see here, round 9 says to put 3 single crochets in the chain 2 space. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now what we're going to do is make a back post single crochet on the next stitch. So let's go behind our work into the chain 2 space around this next post. just like that, yarn over and pull that through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Then we're going to put a back post half double crochet on the next stitch. So yarn over, go around this next stitch right here around that post. Oopsie. There we go. Then yarn over and pull through. And then yarn over and pull through all 3 of the loops on your hook. That's a back post half double crochet. Now on these next 2 stitches, we're going to put a back post double crochet. So yarn over, go behind this work, around this stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And this treble crochet stitch gets a back post double crochet. Okay. Now on each one of these next 4 stitches behind this piece here, these next 4 stitches get a back post treble crochet. So yarn over twice, 1, 2, go behind this double crochet around the post, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, then yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So there's 1, yarn over twice for those back post treble crochets. We're doing 4 in a row here. Back post treble crochets are a little difficult. So once you get the hang of them, you will be better and faster at them. But there we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Awesome. Then we're going to, on these next 2 stitches, put a back post double crochet. So only yarn over once, go behind that treble crochet stitch there, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go around this next post here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. On the next stitch right here, we're going to put a back post half double crochet. So yarn over, go around that post, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And on the next stitch, we're going to do a back post single crochet. So go around that, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. In the chain 2 space right here, we're going to put 3 single crochets. So we're just repeating what we did then. All the way from here across to here. So now we put 3 single crochets in there, so now let's repeat. So back post single crochet on the next stitch, then back post half double crochet on the next stitch, back post double crochet on the next 2 stitches, and then a back post treble crochet, so yarn over twice, on the next 4 stitches. Just have to move this forward to see your 4 stitches back there. And then, let me get these all 4 done here. 1, 2, oops. Bear with me here, there we go. 2, 3, and 4. Then a back post double crochet on the next 2 stitches. So just yarn over once for the back post double crochets. Then a back post half double crochet on the next stitch, and then a back post single crochet on the next stitch, and then 3 single crochets in the chain 2 space. So if you need to, you can rewind this to the part where I went a little slower on that repeat there, or you can follow along with the written pattern, and I am going to just repeat this then all the way around. At the end of round 9, let me see my pattern here, it says we have 120 stitches at the end of this round, so if you want to count them when you finish, you can, and then we'll go on to round 10 together. Alright, just finishing this round with a back post single crochet stitch right there. Let's slip stitch to the first single crochet of this round, so right into there, yarn over, pull through, and I'm going to fasten this off. For the next round, we are going to actually start in this same stitch, so if you are not changing color for round 10, just chain up 1 and go on to round 10 with me, but I'm going to chain 1 and cut my yarn. because I want to change color. So I'm going to pull that through, pull it tight. We're going to go right back into that stitch, or a first single crochet of a 3 single crochet grouping in a chain 2 space. So go in there, and I'm going to use this color, warm brown, and pull that through. And for round 10, it says to chain up 1 and single crochet into the first 3 stitches. So into the stitch here, single crochet. 1, next stitch 2, and the next stitch is 3. It's just regular single crochets. Then we are going to half double crochet into the next 12 stitches. So yarn over, go into this next stitch here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. That's a half double crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So each of the back post stitches basically get a half double crochet in them. And then a single crochet goes into each one of these next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And then just repeat. So half double crochet in the next 12 stitches, and then single crochet in the next 3, and just repeat that all the way around. So you'll still have 120 stitches at the end of this round. So then I will do that and meet you up for round 11. Alright, finishing this round, we're going to slip stitch into this first single crochet right here, yarn over, pull through, and through. And then, let's see here, going on to round 11, I am going to change color. If you're not changing color, just chain up 1 and go on to the next round with me. We're starting in that same stitch. So I'm going to chain 1 though and cut my yarn and pull it through and pull it tight. And I'm going to grab the same color I used down here because we're going to connect these now. So the same color we used in round 5 and in round 8. Okay, so I'm going to use that same color, and we're going to start in a first, if you see here, the first single crochet of a 3 single crochet grouping, okay, right in here. That's where I'm starting. And I'm going to pick that same color, this is buff for me, pull that through, and then chain up 1. Okay, so for round 11, we are going to single crochet into the first 9 stitches. So count here. Oh, and you know what? We're going to work in the back loops. I'm sorry, in my pattern it says back loops only, so I'm actually going to go into the back loop here. You can see here there's 2 loops like I just attached with the 2 loops, 2 loops, 2 loops. This loop way furthest away from you is called the back loop. We're going to work in those. If you don't want to, you can work in both of them, but this will then create a nice little rib effect with the front loops being free. It will show those. So we're going to just work in those back loops. So to attach, I'm just going to go into that same stitch. So the 3 single crochet grouping right here, the first one into the back loop. I'm going to hook on my new color, pull that through, and then chain 1. And we're going to single crochet, like I said, in the first 9 stitches. So go into the same stitch that we just attached to, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Next stitch, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So the back loops. Okay, let's see, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So at this point you should be in the center of these right here. As you can see right here, you should be right at that center point because we are going to make a double treble stitch 2 together. So it's actually called a front post double treble 2 together. That's the stitch, and I'll show you how to do that. We're going to attach these 2 stitches right here. So let's yarn over 3 times. 1, 2, 3. go down to the one on the right, right here, around the stitch, so front post stitch around it, then come up to yarn over and pull that through, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, but hold those last 2 loops on your hook. We're going to yarn over 3 times, 1, 2, 3. So now it actually looks like there's 5 loops on your hook. We're going to go down to the next front post treble crochet stitch way down here, around in round 8 here, go around it, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 more loops, yarn over, pull through 2, and now we have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. Just like that. There is a double treble 2 together. Front post stitches, because we're working around those, and that's how that should look. So it'll come together like that. It's like an upside down V. Now we're going to go behind this stitch here, and you can see this stitch right here. We're going to single crochet in the back loops only of the next, I'll tell you, 15 stitches. 15 stitches here. So go into the stitch right here, right behind it. So we're not skipping any stitches on this piece, or on this round. So go in the back loop there and single crochet in the next 15. So there's 1, back loop here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can see that that ribbing effect is taking place now because the front loops are free. Here's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Alright, so now we want to do, we're right above this here now, so we're going to do those double crochet double treble 2 together. So we're going to yarn over 3 times. Okay, double treble is a 3-time wrap. Go down to the stitch from round 8 to around it, do a front post stitch. So yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 more, yarn over, pull through 2 more, but hold those last 2 on your hook, yarn over 3 more times, go down to this next one right here, this front post treble crochet from round 8, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and we have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. And there you've made your next stitch. Awesome. Now move this over so you can see the next free stitch right there. We are going to work in the back loop and work in the next 15 stitches. We're going to single crochet in the back loops only. And then we're going to do that double treble 2 together. It's a front post double treble 2 together stitch on just like we did. So I'm going to do that all the way around. If you need to, follow along with the written pattern or rewind this to see how to do this stitch exactly. But I'm just going to do that and then I'll meet you up for the next round. Just be sure to finish round 11 by single crocheting in the last 6 stitches because we single crocheted in the first 9. So 9 plus 6 is 15, so there should be the 15 single crochets. And just remember, back loops only, so I'm just single crocheting in these last 6 stitches. And then we are going to slip stitch in the first stitch, so you can go in both loops, just like that. Yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Awesome. Now this next round is just a single crochet round, so if you want to just chain up 1 and go on to round 12, you can. You should have 128 stitches at the end of this round, so let's chain up 1. I'm going to cut my yarn at this point and pull that through and pull it tight. And like I said, you can start in any stitch and we're going to work in both loops. this round. You can work in the back loop if you want to, if you liked that look, but we're going to pull that new color through. I'm using redwood, and we are going to chain up one and put one single crochet in each stitch around. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two. Next stitch, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two. So we're just putting one single crochet in each stitch around. Nothing too fancy on this round. So I'm just going to single crochet all the way around for 128 stitches. Just make sure to make your single crochets into the double treble stitch two together stitch. Just make sure you do single crochet in there. Okay, so every single stitch around gets a single crochet. So don't skip any stitches, and I'll meet you back up when we go on to round 13. When you're finished with this round, just slip stitch to the first single crochet. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and then chain one. We're going to cut our yarn and change color. If you're not changing color, you're going to actually have to fasten off anyway because we are starting in a different stitch. So chain one, cut that, pull it through, and now see the single crochet that's worked in one of those double treble two together stitches. You see that stitch? We are going to start this next round in the 8th stitch from that stitch. So from that stitch. So we're going to count this one here is our first stitch from that stitch. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We are going to start in this stitch right here. So the 8th stitch from that double treble stitch right there. That's worked in there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Insert your hook into that. We are going to start making the square shape now. So grab a new color or the same color if you want, hook that on and pull it through, and then chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And that is going to count as our first double crochet of this round. And in the same stitch, we are going to make our corner. We are going to put a double crochet in the same stitch, and then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and then put 2 more double crochets in that same stitch. So a double crochet, remember, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So there's 1 and 2. So it actually looks like there are 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets because that chain up 3 counts as a stitch. Now we are going to work in each stitch. In each of the next 8 stitches, we are going to double crochet. So yarn over, go into this next stitch, and put a double crochet here. 1, next stitch, 2, next stitch, 3, next is 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now we are going to half double crochet, half double crochet in the next 4 stitches. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 of the loops on your hook. So there's 1, next is 2, here's 3, and 4. Now we're going to single crochet into the next 7 stitches. So just go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we're going to half double crochet into the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then double crochet into the next 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And in the next stitch, we are going to put our corner stitches. Our corner stitches, in this one stitch right here, we're going to put 2 double crochet, 1 and 2. then chain 2, 1 and 2, and then put 2 more double crochets in that same stitch. 1 and 2. Fabulous. So we have this corner here and this corner here. So now we're just going to repeat what we did between this corner and this corner. So don't look at my mess over here, sorry. So we're going to double crochet in the next 8 stitches, half double crochet in the next 4 stitches, single crochet in the next 7 stitches, half double crochet in the next 4 stitches, and double crochet in the next 8 stitches, and then make your corner stitch. If you need to, you can follow along with the written pattern or rewind this to see how I did this first side and corner here. So just repeat this all the way around. You should have 4 corners, and I will meet you up when I'm finishing this round, and we will attach and go on to the next round together. Alright, finishing round 13, we are slip stitching to the top of this chain up 3 here, and let's see here, yarn over and pull through, and pull through. Okay, then if you are not changing color, slip stitch into this next stitch and into the chain 2 space. We're going to start in the chain 2 space in this next round. But I'm going to chain 1 and cut my yarn and pull it through, then pull it tight, insert my hook into the chain 2 space. Actually, before we go on to round 14, you should have across each side here, you can start to see that the square is taking shape here. And you can see the corners, you should have 4 corners. Now there should be 34 stitches on each side. Okay, so 34 stitches across here between the chain 2 spaces. So if you want to count round, you can make your counts there. But going on to round 14, I'm going to use this dark round color here. Let's pull that through and then chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. That counts as our first double crochet of this round. And in the same chain 2 space, we are going to put 4 double crochets. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's 1, here's 2, 3, and 4. So essentially there should look like there is 5 stitches in there because that chain up 3 counts as a stitch. Now going on to the next step, we are going to back post double crochet around the next 10 stitches. So yarn over, go behind our work around this next stitch right here, this first one right there. Okay, going around it, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So there's 1. Okay, you kind of know how to do back post stitches by now. We did so many so far, but I promise this is the last round of back post stitches. So 1, 2, 3, here's 4, oopsie, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, so once you have a back post double crochets on the first 10 stitches, then we are going to back post half double crochet, so yarn over, on the next 4 stitches. So back post half double crochet on each of the half double crochet stitches. And then we're going to, after these 4 stitches, do a back post single crochet on the next 7 stitches. So around, just insert your hook around the single crochet, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's 1. These will be a little bit tighter, a little bit more difficult. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then we're going to back post half double crochet on each of these next 4 half double crochet stitches. So yarn over, go around the post, or yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. That's a back post half double crochet on each of these half double crochet stitches. And then on each of these double crochet stitches, we are going to put a back post double crochet on each of those 10 stitches. So basically just putting the same stitch on that stitch that you're working on, just doing a back post stitch. So it's back post double crochets on the double crochets, back post half double crochets on the half double crochet stitches, and a back post single crochet on the single crochet stitches. And then once you get to the corners, I'll show you what to do here. I'm almost there. 3 more back post half or regular double crochet stitches here. Okay, once you get into the corner, chain 2 space, we are going to put 5 double crochets into there. So a regular double crochet into the chain 2 space. 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, then just repeat what we did from this corner all the way across to this corner. So back post double crochet on the first 10 double crochets, then back post half double crochet on these 4 half double crochets, back post single crochet on these 7 single crochets, back post half double crochet on these 4 half double crochets, and then back post double crochet on these last 10 double crochets, and then just put 5 double crochets in the corner. You will start to see that the square is taking better shape after this round, and once I finish with this round, I'll meet you up because I'm going to change color and we'll go on to round 15. Alright, I just did that all the way around. I have 156 stitches all the way around. So I'm going to go into the first chain up 3 stitch here and slip stitch. So yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Awesome. This next round we are going to start in a middle double crochet of the corner. So there's 5 double crochets in here, so we're going to start in the middle one right there. So I'm going to change color here. So I'm going to chain 1 and cut this yarn, pull it through and pull tight, and then you can see, like I showed you, the middle double crochet of this corner, 1, 2, 3, the third one in, go in there, and I'm going to use this gold here. Pull that through, and we're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. In that same stitch, we are going to put a double crochet. Oopsie. Go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We are going to chain 2 and put 2 more double crochet stitches in that same stitch for the corner. Awesome. And then what we're going to do is double crochet into each stitch until the middle double crochet of the next corner. So I'll tell you that should be 38. Yes, in the next 38 stitches you should just put 1 double crochet in each of those. Once you have done that, in the middle double crochet of the next corner, you're going to put 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. And if you want to, I'm just going to go really fast here and crochet, and you can watch me do this first side, and then I'll let you be on the rest of the sides. Just want to get to the next corner here, and I'm about halfway there. It's going to take you just a minute. If you want to, you can, snap me a picture of your progress so far. Just, go on Snapchat, take a picture, send it over to YARNutopia. I'd like to see what you're working on. and your progress on this piece so far if you're working on this exactly. And I'm almost there. Just double crochet. Just bear with me here. I'm going like super fast. I have to say though, this crochet hook is amazing. This is very comfortable for me to work this fast. Okay, so I'm coming up on the corner here. So you can see I'm coming up on this 5 double crochet grouping right here. Okay, I just have to put this 1 double crochet in here. We're going to double crochet into the first 2 stitches of that, just a regular double crochet. And then in the middle double crochet of that grouping, we are going to put our corner stitches. So like I stated earlier, we are going to put 2 double crochets in that same stitch, then chain 2, and then put 2 more double crochets in there. Okay? And then just double crochet into each stitch until you get to the next middle double crochet of the next corner. Just like that. So just repeat exactly what we did. There's the corner. And we just repeat what we did from this corner over to this corner. Okay, so I'm going to do that all the way around, and then I will meet you up for round 16. Alright, when you're finished with this round, just slip stitch to the beginning, chain up 3 here, yarn over, pull through and through. And then chain up 1 and cut your yarn and pull that through and pull it tight. At this point, if you want to, you can be done and block your square into an actual square shape. Just kind of stretch it in those areas that it's kind of pulling in. But that is a nice square shape, and it is 12 inches at this point. But I need a 14-inch square for the project that I'm working on, so I am going to insert my hook into a chain 2 corner space and pick up a new color. And if you want to continue making yours bigger, just pull that through in the chain 2 corner space and chain up 3, and then make your beginning corner by putting a double crochet in that same space, then chain 2, and then put 2 more double crochets in there. And then just put 1 double crochet into each stitch on the side until you get to the next chain 2 corner space. And in the corner spaces, we're going to put 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. But in each stitch on the side, it's nothing too fancy. We're just going to put a double crochet in each stitch. So I'm going to do that for rounds 16, 17, and 18. So 3 more rounds of this. I'm just going to change color after every round. So I'm going to start in a chain 2 corner space, chain up 3, put that first double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet in the beginning corner, but then I'm just going to double crochet into each stitch, and in the rest of the corners they're going to get a 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet in them. And then when I'll just slip stitch to the beginning, chain up 3, cut my yarn, change color, and go on to the next round. And I'm going to do that for rounds, this is round 16, and I'm going to do round 17 and 18 exactly the same. So do that however big you need this to be, and once I finish round 18, I'm going to add the 2 more rounds after this one. So once I finish round 18, I'll meet you up and we'll fasten this off and yeah, finish this square off. Alright, so I just did my last 2 rounds. I did it in flamingo and this coffee brown color. And I'm going to slip stitch to the beginning here. So I'm just going to fasten this off. My square is now 14 inches. If you wanted to continue, you could make yours bigger, maybe a 16 inches. Chain 1, I cut my yarn already. I'm going to pull that through and pull it tight. And then I'm going to sew this into my piece. So sew in all your ends, just weave them all in underneath your stitches, just like this, and it is hidden. So big thank you to Red Heart for providing today's yarn, and a big thank you to my dad, Fuad, for taking the time to make this video with us. And thank you for watching. There it is, the New Beginnings Afghan block. It is so gorgeous. Now you can make as many of these as you want. I have made a bunch of these. Look at them just piling up. So I've made 5 of them. I'm going to be covering a furniture piece. If you want to attach your squares, you can follow along with, I'll link the video in the tutorial, or in the description of this video, on how to attach your squares. There's many different ways you can attach your squares. For my squares, I am going to do the whip stitch method. So I'm just going to take 2 of them, make their faces, their fronts of them face each other. And then I'm going to just go along one seam, one side, and just sew them with this yarn. Just taking my yarn needle, I'll just do this real fast here, going through the chain 2 space here, and then just going around and around into each stitch that matches up with each other, and just going around and around like that. Okay, so I'm going to do that and sew my pieces together. And I'm going to cover a furniture piece, like I said. So you can check out my blog to see exactly what I'm making and what I'm doing to attach these. But yeah, that's basically it. So thank you so much for watching and learning how to make this square with me today. This was so much fun, and yeah, I really liked how they all turned out. So check out that blog on what I'm doing with these, and check out you know, the written pattern and everything. If you make these squares, if you make a blanket or whatever you're making, a pillow cover or anything, if you're covering a piece of furniture like me, let me know what you're doing and take a picture and send it to me on the Facebook. You can post it to the wall or send it to me in a message, or post it on Instagram and hashtag YARNutopia. So that's all I have today, everybody. Thanks for watching. Happy hooking!